All right, so today I'm going to react to my own TikTok channel. So let's start with my most viral video, 12.7 million views. I made that video in 3 minutes in the car, and it's about anxiety. It's with a different voice, so let's look at it.
The reason why you have depression and excessive anxiety is because the mental health industry doesn't explain to you the language of your brain. The language of your brain is not language. Your brain actually doesn't understand language. You understand language. I'll prove it to you. Tell your brain, I never want to have a doubtful thought. I never want to have anxiety ever again. Your brain's not like, oh yeah, okay, sorry, I didn't know. You could have told me this earlier. I'm not going to give you anxiety anymore. Your brain doesn't understand what you're talking about. Your brain's language is behavior. So if you avoid social settings because of your anxiety, you're showing your brain that these social settings are dangerous, because why would you avoid those social settings if they're not dangerous? The brain's language is behavior, so if you avoid the social settings because of your anxiety, you show the brain with your behavior that those social events must be dangerous, so the brain's like, oh, this is dangerous? How can I protect you from the danger? I don't have any arms, legs, or tentacles to hold you back. Oh, I have 3 things: emotions, thoughts, and bodily sensations. So if I give you more anxiety and more depression, and more thoughts of not being good enough, then you stay in your bed and you don't go to those social settings. By the way, your brain is not mean. It actually doesn't know what it's telling you. It just knows you react to it. So to break the depression and anxiety, you have to feel depressed, feel anxiety, and go to the events anyway with any emotions, not avoid it because of the emotions. Because if you do that, you show the brain that the old pattern is not applicable anymore. Some people will be like, oh, but I don't want to go there feeling like this. Have the anxiety, have the uncomfortable feelings, and just go with it. If you don't go with it and you avoid it, you will just get more and more, because your brain's language is behavior.
And by the way, yes, so the brain doesn't have tentacles to push you around, doesn't have claws, it doesn't have arms. So to protect you, it will give you anything that you react to, because it knows what emotions and thoughts you react to, because it has an entire data bank of what emotions and thoughts you react to. So it wants you to just do the compulsion. It just wants you to do the familiar thing of spending time on those things. But the more you do that, the more you show the brain that this is still dangerous. So whatever emotions you have, if you say, oh no, I need to get relief from these emotions, I cannot put myself in stressful situations doing the things that I want to do because the emotion's going to get bigger, the emotions will get bigger, because you're showing your brain that these emotions and thoughts are still relevant. They're still valid because you're reacting to them. The brain literally is like, oh, what do you react to? What you react to must be still important. I'm a very useful organ. I'm a genius. Let me give you more of those things. So as soon as you like, oh, I can have these uncomfortable emotions, I can have the depression, and I go to the social event anyway, I go to the gym anyway, I build my business anyway, I make that TikTok, that podcast, etc. anyway. Over a period of time, you will show the brain that you don't care about these patterns of depression, excessive anxiety anymore. But if you avoid doing those things, the brain's like, oh, those things must be still so dangerous. So I'm gonna give you more depression, anxiety, because I know then you stay in bed, not going out into the danger. All right, so this is my most viral video. It has 2.2 million likes. As you guys probably already know from my videos, the language of the brain is not what you're telling the brain. The language of the brain is what you're engaging with your focus. The language of the brain is the behavior inside and outside of your head. What you do with actions outside of your head, but then you also need to show the brain that you focus with your focus on those actions outside of your head. Because if you're doing the actions while still spending time on, am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Is he cheating on me? Is he not cheating on me? Whatever thoughts, worries, oh, I'm not ready yet, I'm not good enough, etc., then you're still feeding the patterns. So yeah, this video is all the way facts. I agree with everything. And by the way, fun fact, look at the, oh my God. Look at the robot. Look at the robot bringing food to the people. We're living in the future. Before I got disturbed by the robot, fun fact, at that time I saw some of the videos with that voice and I was like, no one has done this voice, and it was a popular effect. And I was like, no one has done this voice with a serious video. This is a serious video if you think about it, right? But because it's so funny with the voice, I think a lot of people were like, oh, he's gonna make a joke, but this sounds very serious. It was like that paradox. I feel like that kept people watching. All right, let's go to a relationship video for a change, right? Let me just go most popular so I can find. Oh, okay, let's do this video.
So you are saying marriage is two humans promising each other to be together forever?
Yeah, you don't have romantic relationships on your planet?
Of course we do, but we don't promise each other to be together in the future.
Oh yeah. Wait, why?
Well, we know that the connection to each other is based on our current energetical state. And it is a law in the universe that energy is always shifting and moving. So no one knows if our energy will match in the future.
So you guys don't have long-term relationships?
Sometimes we do when the energy of both parties grows in the same direction. My last relationship lasted for centuries and we just parted ways. Her name was Alsalza.
So you telling me that you're not sad that Alsalza is not your alien girlfriend anymore?
Funny humans again. Of course not. The universe is based on abundance. And as long as we're following our joy, the universe will bring someone who's more aligned with us.
Marriage might have been invented so humans feel safe forever.
So you are...
All right, so this video went super viral. I think it was 2021 or 2022. This was one of the first alien videos I made, probably the third or the fourth. And do I agree with everything that I said in it? Yes, but there is not this black and white, because a lot of people gave me love for it. It has 867,000 likes and 4.4 million views and 8,757 comments, right? And of course, there's a lot of people who say, no, marriage is so important, etc., right? But this video was made for the people who felt guilty and pushed to always stay in a marriage even if it doesn't work out. So, of course, I used the alien to give a new perspective and to show that, yes, sometimes values change. And sometimes you realize that you're not wanting to continue with the person. And what I truly stand by with is not all relationships are meant to be forever. People, and here's one thing that people always say, oh no, then it was a waste of time. This never made sense to me when people, oh no, I wasted my time for 2 years with this person in a relationship. That is such nonsense. You had beautiful moments in that relationship. You learned beautiful lessons. You had experiences that helped you grow. To say, oh, I need to be with the person forever in life is fucking craziness. Yes, sometimes it happens. Good for you if that's what you want to do. But a lot of people talk in these videos from like insecurity. No, don't put ideas in people's heads that they might want to leave. If they want to leave, they want to leave for whatever reasons, maybe for the wrong reasons, whatever. But you trying to control a person to be in your life, this was more of a empowerment to people to say, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And a lot of times relationships, breakups of relationships are these beautiful vortexes of, oh, you finally start growing instead of choosing to find your happiness in another person. You finally start living your life because you realize that you've been addicted to trying to get rid of loneliness, to chasing happiness through another person, which always creates addictive relationships and dependent relationships. So people are like, oh, are you against marriage? I'm not against marriage. I'm not for marriage. Like, yeah, I'm for marriage for the people who want to get married but ask yourself why? Why do you get married? Why do you want to get married? If you want to get married for safety and control, is your relationship really changing through marriage? 60% of the population who get divorces doesn't say that, right? So what I'm basically saying is that forget about the paper, ask yourself, why do you want to get married? If it's to, oh, then I don't have to do ever anything and they have to stay with me and then and don't have to be scared that someone leaves me. 60% of the time, that's not true. You know what I mean? And 80% of the time, women are divorcing you. 80% of the time. And 90% of women want marriage in those cases are the ones who want to get married, and 80% are divorcing you. So think about these stats next time you're like, oh, this is the solution. And this video was just also for the people who feel punished by ideology to stay in those situations, oh, because my kids, we have to stay together for the kids. Really? Do you want your kids to see someone stay unhappy? Do you want to be an example for your kids, for someone who can't take their power back, who can't stay happy? By the way, my parents got divorced, and it was the better thing because they were just fighting. And I was relieved when they moved apart because it was just not a healthy household. I was relieved it was more peaceful. So a lot of times it's actually better for the children. And it's okay, they're not made out of glass. So many people who are divorced parents end up being great. It's not about so much of the divorce. You can still offer them a healthy households. This was literally for a certain type of people, made for a certain type of people. And also saying that, no, you think marriage changes everything and marriage is your goal? What does it mean? It's still going to be a moment-to-moment relationships where you have to live by values. Marriage is not a solution for anything. It is just not. Just because you're married doesn't mean it's a healthy relationship. So that video was very controversial. Let's look at this video. I really love, this is one of my favorite videos.
You really think humans are not gonna recognize alien like this? No. Most people are so busy thinking about themselves, they will never notice. What? Earth is so beautiful. They always think about themselves, how they see the beauty. What's that so beautiful? Alien, that's called flowers. Smell it. Okay, alien, trust human. What is that magic? It's a flower. You are telling me flower looks beautiful and smells beautiful? Yeah. Human alien has question. You don't have to say that, you can just ask. Okay. Alien and human walked many steps. Alien and human saw many people. Why humans didn't stop and smell flowers? I guess they think they're too busy for that. Or they're scared they look stupid. Well, alien thinks not to smell flowers is stupid. I agree. Come on, let's walk and smell some more flowers. Yes, alien excited. Alien has another question. You really...
So this was a 1-minute video, and with these videos, the alien videos, I always thought about, oh, how can I show people a new perspective? And here I wanted to show people a perspective of a new being. This is why Alien is so great, because you literally see a perspective of a fresh being that comes to life who is so excited about these things like flowers. And there's flowers, there's something like flowers that exist. There's trees, they're flying animals. And it's like that excitement to look through fresh eyes. That perspective I wanted to give people to love life again, to get thankfulness, to get gratefulness. And I played it in a way to show people how just, you could say, the everyday things, even though they to me, magical things like flowers and nature, how beautiful they can be when we are in the present moment and walk through nature and just appreciate those things, because people get so caught up in their mind and heartbreak and etc. And I wanted to give people a new perspective that's like, oh, I can be so thankful. Look, this alien, yeah, there's flowers that smell beautiful and look beautiful. And why don't you just smell the flowers along the way, the big saying. So that was, and then especially in the beginning here, the sentence that I said,
really think
this is all scripted, by the way. I literally, because I had to put it in a minute, but it's everything is all my ideas. It's all written by me. But back in the day, because TikTok was only 1-minute videos, they just after that was 2021. I think just in 2022, they offered 3-minute videos. So I had to cram everything in 1 minute, which was a great challenge.
You really think humans are not gonna recognize alien like this? No. Most people are so busy thinking about themselves, they will never notice.
See, most people are so busy thinking about themselves, they will never notice. I wanted to literally show, oh, most people are constantly in their head and not even notice you. They don't even notice the world. So this was also like a wake-up call to get people go outside of your head. You know, this video means a lot to me, to be honest. Like, I'm so thankful. When I look back at this video, I'm like, always like, I'm so thankful I made this video. This means a lot to me. And that they all went viral. Look, this has 226,000 likes. This has 1 million views. All right, let's look at another one. This one.
Here's an example of a person who's in a relationship to make their feelings feel better, and an example of a person who's in a relationship doing actions of love. In the first clip, you're seeing a person who uses the other person to make their feelings feel better.
What are you doing?
You're not gonna let me sleep?
In the second clip,
So this could be staged, right? But the way he woke up, it looked kind of real to me. It made me just pissed because it's like, I wanted to give an example of someone who, sleep is very important to people, right? Just for your health. And I wanted to give an example of someone who is not observant of the well-being of their partner, but just cares about their stimulation, their emotional entertainment. This creator, actually, a friend of hers got mad at me because it was and she commented about it. But look, you represent yourself on the internet. Anybody can go at my videos. This is literally a way, this is, to me, it's like, yeah, this is a good example that I found of someone who just wakes up their partner just to get emotional entertainment instead of letting them sleep because they might need more sleep. A lot of people thinking their partner is supposed to make their emotions feel better in the relationship. So let's go on.
What are you doing?
You're not gonna let me sleep?
in the second clip, you see someone who might want to hang out with that person, but puts the well-being of the other person above their urges.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself.
Remember this, most people are in relationships not because they care about the other person, but because of the way the other person makes them feel. If you don't think that's important, remember this. People who put chasing feelings above their values will always trade another person for you who makes their feelings feel better. And people who are slaves to their emotions and their urges will also be more likely to cheat because in those situations, they just follow their urges because they are slaves to their brain patterns. People who are emotionally fit and act on their values are less likely to betray you and are more likely to be loyal because they do actions of love and not just talk the talk.
A lot of times they don't get in a relationship because they actually care about you. They get in a relationship to chase validation because they see you as higher than them, as having more status than them, or as being a catch, so to say. And then as soon as you show them that you love them, a lot of times the power dynamic switches and they don't appreciate it anymore because they don't feel self-value. So they think if someone values them, the person who values them cannot be good enough. So they're less attracted, then they jump to the next person who they think is higher. Maybe a football player, a rapper, someone who has more followers, etc. You guys know the game. But yeah, that video I really enjoyed. This is a similar video here.
If you want to know if your partner will be loyal to you, you just have to look at their primary source of action. There's two primary sources of action. First one, if their action is based on emotions, not a good thing. But if their actions are based on their values, no matter how they feel, that's a good thing for the relationship. Let me explain. If your partner changes their behavior based on their emotions, they are on an emotional addictive engine. That means that they're probably also only in a relationship with you because you give them spikes in their emotions. Most relationships are actually not two people caring and loving each other. It's actually two people loving the way the other person makes them feel. So most people aren't loyal to you, they're loyal to their feelings. And as soon as someone else spikes their feelings more and gives them more excitement, like an NFL player or rapper, they will leave you to that person because they're loyal to their feelings, not loyal to you. But if your partner has values that they act on for the relationship and that values are supported by actions of love, no matter how they feel, they are a great partner because acting on your values, no matter how you feel, will cause emotional fitness, which means they're not a slave to their brain. Most of the time, those people also think for themselves, whereas emotionally addictive people are slaves to the waves of society. Now, some people will say, but that means suppressing my emotions. No one's
Trying to find my battery because as you guys see, it's dying soon. All right, so this video basically, what does your partner act on values? Does your partner act on emotional addiction? Oh, I love this video.
And why would the universe give you gifts if you don't use your gifts? If you have like the smallest pencil and you start writing and you're like, oh no, I need markers. I need colorful markers. If you use that pencil, the best way you can use that pencil, the universe will give you markers because you use that pencil the best way you use that pencil. But if you don't even use that pencil, the universe is like, fuck that guy. Your angels are up there. You is like, fuck that guy. Why would I give him markers? He's not even using the pencil I gave him. How would you feel if you gave someone a gift and they don't use that gift? If you use that gift, if you the universe, you give a gift and they use that gift, you're gonna give more gifts. I promise you that. I'm the best example. And why would...
As you can see from the mask, that was in 2020, that was in front of a grocery store. Someone I know wanted to start a TikTok channel, and I started talking, like giving like a speech, giving like motivation to start, and he started recording because he loved it. So it was just in the moment. But this is from Bashar, by the way. This is Bashar. Bashar talks about if someone gives you a pencil and you don't use that pencil, why would you get markers? You have to use your gifts, right? And some people are like, no, I have to have this certain recording equipment to start, or I have to have perfect this, perfect that. If you start with what you have and you continue, the universe will give you more gifts. But if you don't use the gifts that you have, why would the universe give you more gifts? If someone gives you constantly gifts for Christmas, you don't use them, they're not gonna end up giving you gifts anymore. So this is Bashar's formula, by the way. He's amazing. He also has follow your excitement with no insistence on the outcome. So yeah, I really followed Bashar's teachings as well, and I practiced them. I can only say that they worked. You can see I'm much more skinnier here. I'm like 40 pounds more heavy than there now. Put a lot of muscle on. But yeah, that was a crazy time. I made a lot of videos during that time. That was right 2020, right when I became popular. And I love that this video got so popular as well, right? 52,000 likes, 250,000 views.
The reason she says she falls in love if you text less is because she confuses emotional addiction with love. Because most people don't feel good enough, they mistake the addiction of chasing for validation for love. Like a drug addict, she can only feel the withdrawal of chasing validation if he doesn't text her. Then, because she feels jealousy and insecurity, she translates that as having feelings for him. This is how you can tell most people have no idea what real love is. They mistake the addictive feelings they have in relationships for love. It's going to be withdrawal drug, withdrawal drug. Miss the person, he's there. Miss them, he's there. This is why a lot of women cause drama in the relationships, because then they can get the highs after the lows. You are wasting your time in these relationships with power games and chasing feelings instead of growing your life, bringing value and growing the relationships.
Getting the ick from a guy texting too much. This is basically, there's no real love. They confuse love with emotional addiction because they like the chase. The chasing, and as long as someone has more value, they think has more value than them because they treat you badly, they treat them badly, that's how they chase, and they get then the emotional entertainment, and then they confuse that with love, trying to get that validation.
The reason
she says stop texting for 48 hours and then she falls in love, because the missing is a withdrawal, right? And here,
Says she falls in love if he texts less is because she confuses emotional addiction with love. Because most people don't feel good enough, they mistake the addiction of chasing for validation for love. Like a drug addict, she can only feel the withdrawal.
They confuse these hot and cold games, the stimuli in your body, the emotional entertainment, this cocktail that's created through miss them more, miss them relief, miss them relief for a relationship, for love. But it's really just an emotional addiction, and it creates high emotions in your body that then people mistake, and then they're like, oh, I love this person. No, it's not two people who actually care about each other. Two people who actually care about each other, first off, they don't play these games, and they also have the worthiness of not trying to chase validation in another person. They just grow together and have a connection and do things together that they love and care about each other, right? So yeah, this is just emotional addiction. This video was very popular.
So you're saying humans have problems with thoughts? Yes, we have thoughts of anger, depression, anxiety, jealousy, and we don't know how to get rid of them. Funny human again! Why is that funny, alien? Human, by trying to get rid of thoughts, you give thoughts attention, and thoughts love attention. Oh my god, so by us trying to get rid of the nasty thoughts, we make more nasty thoughts come? Yeah.
Oh, people commented, this doesn't only work with thoughts, it also works with thoughts. It's like, I didn't even think of it when I heard it, when I made the video, but it actually does work on some phrases.
Yes, what human resists persists. So if that doesn't work, how can we be happier? Shifting energy and attention. Instead of focusing energy and attention on thoughts human doesn't like, human asks himself, what things does he want to spend his energy and life for? But alien, what happens to the thoughts then? Once human says it's okay to have any thoughts while spending time on things he loves, brain doesn't bring up nasty thoughts because human doesn't argue with them. So the problem is that humans make thoughts a problem.